He said, borrow vessels. And verse 3 said, borrow empty vessels. The plan of God. God does not deal with empty product. In John 2 verse 7, when he was about to work the miracle, in verse 7 he said, fill the water pot. And I like the last phrase. He said, and they filled it to the brim. Is that what he said?
Reveal Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV. 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 Reveal Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
Welcome to the news desk on Celebration TV. I am Sherry Queens Lebrima. Here are the news making the rounds for today. Legislators have underperformed NAS cleric laments. Ivory Coast says first Ebola patient since 1994 has recovered. Venezuela searches for landslide survivors as more rain falls. Kal retires, Buhari appoints Harry as Statistician General. Nigeria invite 30 players for World Cup qualifiers. Do stay with us after we'll take this little time out. I'll bring you the news in full. Do not go nowhere. Welcome back, and now the news in full. Legislators have underperformed NAS cleric laments. The clerk of the National Assembly, Olatunde Ojo, expressed sadness that successive members of the legislature have underperformed in the area of effective representation, constituency offices and resources management. Ojo, who was represented by one of his aides, Hajia Aisha Kotoko, admitted this during a constituency relations manual validation meeting, and that was organized by a human rights organization, the IGA Africa Center for Legislative Engagement and National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies with support from the European Union. She says as representatives of the electorate, legislators must establish and maintain close links with their constituents in order to effectively perform these responsibilities. Therefore, effective representation will also require the legislators to possess relevant resources and skills to perform their representative duties, and also so as to be able to articulate the interests of their constituents and continue to enjoy legitimacy. The manual was designed to improve the quality of legislative representation in Nigeria, strengthen communication between legislators and constituents, and importantly, expose legislators, parliamentary staff, and legislative aides to the tools and techniques to structure and organize engagement with constituents and conduct outreach activities. The director of the program in Yaga, Africa, Cynthia Mbamalu, explained that one key aspect that should be improved on was to support the work of the legislative arm of government, especially as it relates to their engagement with their constituents, the National Assembly, the state assemblies, and even the local councils. And now moving forward, COAS 6 more logistics for troops in Northeast. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, has said logistics supplies in all forms of operations cannot be overemphasized if operational success must be made. He described logistics as a critical component in war, stressing that experience in the Northeast had shown the need to have logistics in abundance. According to a statement by the Director of Army Public Relations, Nwachukwu Onyema, the COAS spoke at the Combat Service Support Training Week 2021 held at the Brigadier General K.H. Akubu Officers Mass Nigerian Army School of Supply and Transport, Edo State. The statement was titled, "Logistics Remain Critical to the Success in Military Operations," says the Chief of Army Staff. It partly reads the COAS further states that experiences in the Northeast and other theaters of operations have sufficiently demonstrated that the need for essential logistics supplies in all forms of operations cannot be overemphasized if operational success must be made. And now in another development, governors pledge to intervene in doctors' strike. The Nigerian Governors Forum has resolved to take a mandatory role to resolve the ongoing strike by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. The forum disclosed this in a communique issued by its chairman and governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, after its 33rd teleconference. The communique issued says the resolution followed an update by the NGF Senior Health Advisor Dr. Ahmed Abdul Wahab regarding the ongoing strike. It notes that the governors resolved to take a mandatory role to facilitate dialogue between the NARD and the affected states. It stated that the forum deliberated on several issues of national importance, including the strike. The communique for this purpose, chaired by the governor of Nasarawa, was constituted with the governors of Abia State, Ogun, Kwara, Akwa Ibom, Gombe, and Kaduna states as members. And our news coming from around Africa. Ivory Coast says first Ebola patient since 1994 has recovered. The Ivorian Health Ministry says a young Guinean woman who tested positive for the Ebola virus in Ivory Coast after arriving there 2 weeks ago has recovered from the disease. They performed on the patient 2 biological tests which were negative in an interval of 48 hours. She is therefore declared cured. Sare Eholi, ministry spokesman and head of the country's infectious disease department, confirms this. Her diagnosis was the first confirmed case of Ebola in Ivory Coast since 1994. The 18-year-old had traveled to Abidjan by bus from Labe in northern Guinea, a journey of about 1,500 kilometers that traverses a densely forested region where Ebola epidemics broke out earlier this year and also in 2013 and in 2016. The World Health Organization has identified 49 people who have been in contact with the woman, and Ivory Coast started a vaccination campaign earlier this month to target those who were in immediate contact with the patient and security forces along the border with Guinea. Ebola, which is transmitted through close contact with bodily fluids, is a fatal viral disease that causes severe fever and, in the worst cases, unstoppable bleeding. Ivory Coast is the 3rd African country this year to have been affected by the Ebola virus after the Democratic Republic of Congo and Guinea. A case had been had caused a dispute between the two countries after Guinea requested reconfirmation of her positive test, pushing Eholier to stand by his diagnosis. And news still coming from around Africa. At least 1,500 families displaced after heavy rains in DR Congo. More than 1,500 houses were washed away in the Democratic Republic of Congo after heavy rains caused flooding in Goma. Authorities in the area linked the recent eruption of Mount Nyiragongo in the area to have promoted the flooding, given that vegetation was wiped out. The locals also lost a number of castles, crops, and even the main tarmac road being cut off. The locals are now calling for humanitarian aid and revamping of the main road that leads to the area. The disaster is the second of its kind to hit the Rugari group in Rushuru territory after the one that occurred in 1978. Right now, we'll take a short break. When we get back from that break, I'll bring you update from Venezuela. Do stay with us. I'll be right back.
God has done it, and He can do it again. The world is itching to hear your testimonies. What's keeping you? The first 50 persons to send in the videos of their testimonies will be qualified for a raffle favor. Guess what? The Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman will pick the winner by himself. Not just that, the winners are guaranteed a chance of hearing directly from the Restoration Apostle via direct call, Zoom, or physical meeting. Why the wait? The raffle date is 29th August 2021. Let the jam begin. A video of your testimony, that's all it takes.
You're welcome back. Now news update coming from Venezuela. Venezuela searches for landslide survivors as more rain falls. Rescue workers are searching for more than a dozen people who are missing after landslides tore through towns in Venezuela's western Merida state. With 10 more days of rainfall forecast, rescuers are racing to reach those feared buried before new mudslides are triggered. 20 people are confirmed to have died, and emergency workers have still to reach some of its worst hit areas. President Nicolas Maduro said more than 8,000 homes had been destroyed. While 11 states were affected by the heavy rains, most of the fatalities occurred in Merida in the Andes, and where streets and mountain villages were converted into raging torrents. Footage taken by locals showed cars being swept away and boulders strewn over muddy roads. It is not the first time the Mokotais Valley has been hit by deadly mudslides. In 2005, more than 40 people died and dozens went missing in the area when several rivers overflowed. And now more updates coming from India. More than half of Indian adults have had first jab of COVID vaccine. More than half of India's eligible population, some 473 million people, have received at least one dose of COVID vaccine, official data has said. India has been ramping up its vaccination drive as it races to stave off a third wave of infections. It has so far given more than 610 million doses of 3 approved vaccines, Covishield, Covaxin and Sputnik V. The government aims to vaccinate all Indians by the end of this year. India took 19 days to administer the last 100 million doses, compared to 85 days to give the first 100 million jabs, the government said. But only about 15% of eligible adults have been fully vaccinated since the beginning of the drive in January. Regional disparities persist, as well as larger and poorer states lagging behind smaller and richer states. India has reported more than 32 million COVID cases, second only to the United States. The country is also only the third in the world to record more than 400,000 deaths, behind the United States and Brazil. And now on business news. Increased tuition to 14 million naira Raffle Aviation College. The House of Representatives Committee on Finance has demanded an increment in the 7.5 million naira being charged by the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology Zaria as school fees to 14 million naira. The committee argued that the fees should be increasing considering the fact that its competitors in Ilorin, Kwara State charges 22.5 million naira. The panel held an interactive session on the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper with the college authorities. The head of quality assurance of the college, Ibrahim Hersey, gave a presentation before the committee. He says the college was unable to increase the fees of the college because the government wanted to allow masses to attend the school. And still on business news. Kala retires, Buhari appoints Harry Statistician General. The President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Simon Harry as the Statistician General of the Federation to the head of National Bureau of Statistics. This is according to a statement issued by the Special Advisor, Media and Communications to the Minister of Finance, Budget and Planning, Yunusa Abdullahi. The statement titled President Buhari approves appointment of Dr. Simon Harry as Statistician General of the Federation noted that Harry was to succeed Kali, whose second term of 5 years expired on August 16th. Until the new appointment, Harry was the Director of Corporate Planning and Technical Coordination Department of the NBS with almost 3 decades of statistical experience. He joined the erstwhile Federal Office of Statistics as Statistician 11th in 1992 and rose to the position of a Substantive Director of Statistics in 2019. According to the statement, Harry has contributed to several reform initiatives, including the reform of the then Federal Office of Statistics, which transformed to the current NBS. Right now, we will take a short break. When we get back, it will be news coming from the world of sports. Do stay with us. I will be right back.
Hello, have you been searching for an appropriate platform to advertise and promote your product and services? Are you a minister of the gospel and you want your message to spread across the globe? Stop this search. We've got the coverage to give your voice and ministry the amplification you require. To get a rewarding and cost-effective solution to that business idea of yours, Celebration TV is here to take your dream to the climax. We provide the following services: voiceover production, documentary packages, video production of your event, video editing, script writing, affordable live broadcast of your events, and more. For more information, please contact us on +234 703 341 3637 or +234 816 234 8181. You can also reach us via our social media platform: Facebook Celebration TV, Instagram My Celebration TV, Twitter us at My Celebration TV, YouTube Celebration TV. And you can send us a mail at celebrationtelevision@gmail.com.
Welcome back. Now it's sporting news. Nigeria invite 30 players for World Cup qualifiers. Super Eagles technical advisor Gunnar Rowe has called up a total of 30 players for next month's opening rounds for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 qualifying campaign, in which Nigeria will host Liberia in Lagos on Friday 3rd September and tackle Cape Verde in Mindelo on Tuesday 7th September 2021. Franco-German Rowe has stuck largely with his dependables as the race to Qatar begins, with goalkeepers Maduka Okoye and Francis Uzoho, defenders William Ekong, Abdullahi Shehu, Chidozie Awaziem and Leon Balogun, midfielders Wilfred Ndidi and Ogene Karo Etebo, and forwards Ahmed Musa, Alex Iwobi, Moses Simon and Victor Osimhen on the roster. The situation with UK-based players who may not be heading to Cape Verde, which is on the red list of the British government with regards to the global coronavirus pandemic, has enlarged the roster. And should the situation remain unchanged, the 8 UK-based players on the list would have to head back to base after the clash with Liberia at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos on Friday. There's a return for South Africa-based goalkeeper Daniel Akbayi, defenders Kenneth Omeru and Kevin Akwaguma, and Greece-based forward Henry Onyekuru. Former junior international Kingsley Michael is also called, as Innocent Bonke from Sweden joined the Nigerian camp for the first time. Central African Republic is the other team in the group, and they will line up for the home and away encounters with the Super Eagles in October. And now in another sports story, Paralympics. I can't eat, says elated gold medalist Tijani. Nigerian's powerlifter Latifa Tijani says she's so happy after winning the country's first gold medal at the ongoing 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Games that she's been unable to eat. Tijani won the gold medal in the women's 45 kg para-powerlifting event after lifting 107 kg to defeat China's representative. After her heroic feat in Tokyo, the athlete from Ogun State, a silver medalist at the Rio 2016 Paralympics, spoke on how she had challenged herself to become the country's first medalist. At a quick recap of the headlines. Legislators have underperformed, NAS clerk laments. Ivory Coast says first Ebola patient since 1994 has recovered. Venezuela searches for landslide survivors as more rain falls. Caloritized Buhari appoints Harry as Statistician General. Nigeria invites 30 players for World Cup qualifiers. And now it's time for the photo of the day. That photo says, life gives you back what you give. Life is simply an echo. What you send out comes back. What you sow, you reap. What you give, you get. What you see in others exists in you. Remember, life is an echo. It always gets back to you. So give goodness. You can share your thoughts about that photo of the day via our social media platforms on Facebook, Celebration TV, on Instagram, My Celebration TV, on Twitter, at My Celebration TV, on YouTube, Celebration TV. Always bear in mind that your positive contribution to the wellness of the society you find yourself or the organization you work defines your leadership might. As an individual who knows what to do and you do so without expecting to be pushed, you have backed your way to success. Be it known today that everything we do, everything we think, everything we feel and believe either has a positive or a negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. Make sure you are a part of nation building today. I remain Sherry Quince-Lebrimer and thank you for staying tuned on the news desk on Celebration TV. Goodbye.
To 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu,